Well, the people over at Kotaku are at it again. We're going to go over this latest trash fire that they've put themselves in. And it's all thanks to this developer from Moon Studios. He's the director of Moon Studios. He made the Ori games, which I didn't know much about. I'm going to check them out now. I actually picked up the collection for $30 on Amazon. It's got the first two games. I got the Switch versions. And I wanted to pick those up because this guy was being a true professional. And the way he handled this is a masterclass on how you handle these grifter journalists that want to come after everybody and destroy them. You don't have to bow down to these people. And it's nice to see people finally realizing that. So this is the trailer for Ori. It's like looks like it's a Metroidvania style game, which I love. And let's go over what happened. So the Kotaku journalist that got owned was, of course, Alyssa Mercante, who had such a stupid, immature response to all of this, and I'll get to that. But just showing why people don't like video game journalists with this shit. Because this guy, Thomas Mahler, did nothing wrong. So here's what happened. This woman, I don't know who she is. Apparently she does research with Xbox, or did do research with Xbox on markets. It's not really clear what the hell she's done. But she dropped this picture right here saying she worked on Ori, Will of the Wisps. And that's not the case. But this is what started it. Hey, new folks, I'm Ray. I work in the gaming industry in UX R&D, plus game production. I worked on various software and hardware for Xbox. I now work as an independent media producer and had the privilege of working on the Dota Internationals 2023 and other gaming projects. And I believe, this post it got more widespread attention because she originally was out defending Sweet Baby Inc. and talking about how they don't really get their agenda put into games, which we know is bullshit because the CEO, Kim Blair, came out and said that you need to strong-arm human resources into making sure that your shit gets made. It's it's crazy stuff. But then she posted this. And here comes Thomas Mahler. And he says, I'm the director behind both Ori games, and I don't know who you are and how you were affiliated with Ori. Like, just destroying her. Like, who are you? Why are you a part of my game studio? I wonder how many times this happens, by the way. People saying they worked on shit and they didn't. I love that he came in and was like, I don't know who you are. Who are you? And he's not even mean about it, right? And the whole time, he's very nice and polite. Very nice, very professional. But, of course, Alyssa Mercante is not professional, and you're going to see when she comes in. And she says, I worked with Xbox User Research. I was the URA for Global Publishing during 2018 through 2020. Nice to meet you. So you didn't work on the game. You didn't work for Moon Studios. You shouldn't be putting that in your in your credentials. And he comes in and says, oh, that could explain it. Thumbs up. I didn't want to cause you any trouble. I just saw you posting that you worked on Ori, and I had no idea who you are. Since you're calling people names online, I thought it was important to inform people that you never actually worked for Moon Studios and that you didn't ever directly engage with anyone at Moon. Always be nice to people, Ray, even those who disagree with you. Beautiful. Well said. Not even mean. He's just saying, hey, listen, maybe don't call people names online and associate my studio with your shit. But he's very polite about it. And I respect that. But, he's not wrong to call her out. She's sitting up here And this is a problem with a lot of shit in gaming. These lower level people that work on stuff. This is an Xbox research person, apparently, and this person has no impact on any of the development of that game. But here she is calling people, like, you know, the chud names and shit on the internet, pissing people off. And this guy's like has nothing to do with any of it. And he's like, why are you dragging my game into this? And now, here she comes. Alyssa Mercante comes and says, you're a dickhead. He says, I don't even know who you are. Who are you? Who are you? That did not go over very well. Apparently, she also wrote a hit piece on Moon Studios back in 2022 with that Ethan Gack guy who loves writing hit pieces on people. He was recently going after the Space Marine 2. I don't remember what position he had at the studio, but I did a video on it. This guy involved with Space Marine 2, and that Ethan Gotch guy came after him because he left a comment on Asmongold's video. And apparently that means there needs to be a witch hunt on this dude. Kotaku is full of some of the worst scum. Like, it was so unnecessary. Oh, he left a comment on Asmongold's video. We better try to destroy his life. So, yes, maybe you forgot. He probably did, because apparently your hit piece had no effect on him, which is beautiful. Beautiful to see. I love when these hit pieces just crash and burn, as they should, because they're always stupid and based on nonsense. Basically, he was hard to work with. Mueller sometimes argued with the veterans that he brought in, and he changed his mind about the decisions they made and would overrule them. Mueller would also forget about agreements and then agree for the opposite to happen. And that impacted the work of multiple people. Multiple developers said, oh, so he was hard to work with because he was a strict boss. And sorry, he's the game director. What he says goes. What he says goes. But see, the entitlement of a lot of these people doesn't allow for that, especially a narcissist person that's entitled like Alyssa Mercante and Ethan Gack. So they wrote a hit piece because he's doing his job and putting his foot down on shit, and tried to make him look like some kind of evil person when he's not. And he responded. He responded and said, "Hey, Alyssa, you're apparently a journalist." Let's pull the whole thing up because it's a beautiful comment here. He signs off on yours, dickhead, because she called him a dickhead for just saying, hey, you don't work on my stuff. I'm, of course, blocked by both. Says, you're apparently a journalist from Kotaku, so I'm guessing you haven't worked in actual game development yet. Let me try to explain the thing you posted about, which I'm guessing was from the hit piece from a few years back. Yes, I'm guilty of what's stated in that image, and that's okay, because this is the normal creative process. We brought lots of veterans into Moon because generally great people want to get the opportunity to work on great projects, and that's our goal at Moon. We always set out to create the kind of games we love to play ourselves and fill some hole in the market because for some reason those holes haven't been filled yet. With great talent comes a lot of enthusiasm and passion, which absolutely leads to arguments because ultimately everyone is working hard to getting their vision into the game, but also everyone at Moon understands that we're working as a team. So the point of these arguments is then to try to convince each other why this is or that solution would be the best thing for the game we're making. And the best solution ought to win. Most of the times, the beauty behind these arguments is that everybody gets a chance to contribute, and more often than not, the actual solution will be one that ultimately everybody contributed to because we're dealing with very complex issues all the time. And complex problems often need complex solutions. It is often a chaotic process, but it's controlled chaos. And yes, absolutely every now and then I have to put my foot down and set the direction because I'm the game director. And ultimately, It's my responsibility to ensure that everyone knows where things are heading and that decisions get made. And yes, it has also happened that I agreed to a certain decision, play tested some more, and changed the direction after. Again, to me, this is a normal part of the process since things get clearer and clearer, the more stuff gets implemented and the more we play and test. To me, this is just how creative work happens. It can be painful, but my job, like any good director, is to understand what's going on and make sure the right decisions get made, even if some might get rendered useless in the process. See here, even Miyamoto is guilty of that. It goes to a Zelda thing. A few years back, some folks we hired didn't really fit our culture, so we had to part ways with them when this article happened. Wasn't a great feeling seeing some ex-Moon folks talked badly behind our backs, but ultimately it was made clear that these folks shouldn't have worked at Moon in the first place. And I hope they're happier now wherever they've landed. I don't know why you're out here cursing out game developers and what your whole deal is, but I hope that gave you some insight into the creative process and its messiness. I hope you have a great day. Yours, Dickhead. That's beautiful. And yeah, he's right. She has no idea how game processing works or how games are made. She's not the sharpest knife in the drawer or the brightest bulb, however you want to put it. She's definitely not. She's proven that time and time again. Why she writes for video game outlets is beyond me. But, here we are. So a beautiful, beautiful lesson in video games. Probably more than she's learned the entire time she's been at Kotaku fighting for multiple people in bathrooms because it seems like she cares more about that kind of stuff than gaming. So anyway, that's pretty much it. Let me know what you guys think about all this in the comments below. Also, if you would please like, subscribe, share the video. Make sure you're still subscribed, hit that notification bell. And we'll see you on the next one. Peace.